Big thanks to Into the AM for helping to support my channel. Use my coupon code RISTER or any of my affiliate links for an additional 10% off of any order. Thanks again to Into the AM for helping me bring this content to you. This past weekend, SFactor 11 went down in Mexico, and it was a big deal, drawing in 816 entrants and being classified as an S+ tier, also known as a super major. SFactor 11 was the final big tournament to close out this ranking season, along with two other majors that took place in Japan. We'll cover those tournaments later this week, but for today, we'll be going over the top 8 of SFactor 11, seeing their bracket paths and how they did within the top 8 itself. With some of the top seeds like Tweak and Light DQing, the door was left wide open, and the names that ended up filling these vacancies will be sure to shock you. With that established, let's get started by taking a look at losers' eighths, those sets being Sonics vs Cosmos and Meister vs Spargo. Let's go ahead and start off with Meister and Spargo, shall we? You're likely wondering how Spargo ended up in losers bracket so early, especially since he was entering the tournament as the first seed. Well, Spargo started off the tournament by sweeping pools flawlessly, before doing the same thing in top 128, defeating Luigi main Who in a 3-0. Lastly, Spargo moved into top 64 and defeated Kazuya main Aqua in a 3-1 victory. But it was here where Spargo encountered one massive roadblock, from a player you never would have expected. Spargo lost a Game 5 set to Cosmos, or should I say Clutchmos, a loss that sent Spargo careening down into losers, where he first defeated Mario main Stronghold 3-0. Lastly, Spargo fought tooth and nail to make top 8, getting 3-1 wins over a top 8 seed Ashimo, who had been upset by Gilhue the Kirby earlier on, as well as defeating MK Leo, who had just been upset by Steve main Manny, who, for better or for worse, we will be talking about later. These two sets could have been top 8, or heck, top 4 sets. But instead, Spargo eliminated both of these heavy hitters to make top 8 from loser's side. Meister came into SFactor 11 as the 10th seed, and unlike Spargo, the vast majority of Meister's run was actually done through winners. Meister swept pools flawlessly, just like Spargo had, entering top 164 with no games dropped. Once here, Meister defeated Mega Man main Emma 3-0 to enter top 64, where Meister then had a really close call, needing to reverse 3-0 Mr. R's Crom. But after clutching that set out, Meister then defeated Gilhue, who had just beaten Ashimo, in a 3-0 victory, sending the Kirby to losers, where he'd then later defeat Andres FN. Meister, however, entered winners quarterfinals, and proceeded to lose a Game 5 against Shiny Mark, which is very impressive for Shiny Mark if you know how this matchup goes. It is worth noting though that Shiny Mark did beat Meister at the pre-local before this, in a set that was just as close. Either way, Meister then dropped into losers bracket and defeated Superdog 3-1, who had been going on a massive 5-set losers run that included wins over Alandis, Jazar, Lima, and Waka. But with this win, Meister made top 8 at SFactor 11, something that Meister specifically wanted given how he just missed out on top 8 at last year's Smash Factor X. And so, Meister moved on into losers' eighths, in order to go up against Spargo.
I think Cloud?
Cloud.
I feel Cloud. I feel Cloud.
I
Not to spoil
there
it.
it is.
Yeah, but it is Cloud. We are going to be seeing Cloud. Let's see how this works out.
Spargo has a good opportunity here to get the edge guard. Unfortunately, gets hit. Oh, by the finishing.
Cloud's worst move, by the way. The fact that Meister goes in top 8 is just, completely pointless stuff. Like, he saw his out. It's so difficult to deal with in some occasions. The board, oh my god, why are you pressing a button on recovery? With the back air into the dash attack and then extending even more. Meister not pressing a button. That is a 0 to death, ladies and gentlemen.
Good opportunity for Spargo to take it. Watch out, the wall jump. That's going to be a back throw, so get another opportunity for the edge guard. Good struggle here, specifically. Back air goes on, but it's, oh my god! Wow, and Meister extra hurt on this second set.
Okay, he's actually able to get it. Ah, papa.
Quite a hard on Spargo. Landing can be scary. Careful here, maybe Spartina comes out. It's a little crossland just by the ledge, and that's going to be the stock that means.
And in the end, Spargo defeated Meister 3-1, moving on in bracket and eliminating Meister at 7th place as the 10th seed. It's now time for us to take a look at the other side of losers' eighths. Sonics vs Cosmos. You're likely wondering how Sonics ended up in losers bracket so early, especially since he was entering the tournament as the 2nd seed. Deja vu. Anyways, Sonic started off the weekend by sweeping pools flawlessly, as has been the fashion, before moving into top 164 and 3-0ing Puerto Rican Game & Watch main SSBU, After this, Sonics entered top 64 and had a close call Game 5 set against Beastly, clutching it out in the end though. However, in the very next set, Sonics' winner's side bracket path would come crashing down, as he lost a Game 5 to Shiny Mark, dropping into losers and firstly defeating MK Big Boss in a 3-0 victory, before next moving on and making top 8 by defeating Yelhue 3-0, which eliminated him at 13th, perhaps the best a Kirby main has ever placed at a tournament of this magnitude. Lastly, Sonics defeated Shag 3-0, who actually had a pretty good return to form at this tournament. Either way though, Sonics entered top 8 through loser's side. Cosmos, as you may have been able to tell, absolutely popped off at this tournament, and the pre-local for that matter. Coming into SFactor 11 as the 17th seed, Cosmos started off the weekend by getting through pools, though not flawlessly, as he had a scarily close Game 5 set against Bayonetta main Junko. However, Clutchmos clutched it out, and entered top 128, defeating MC the Falco main in a 3-0 sweep to enter top 64, wherein Cosmos then defeated MK Big Boss in a close Game 5 set, a player that Cosmos had also beaten at the pre-local. Lastly, Cosmos clutched up on Spargo, defeating the first seed in a Game 5 set, like we mentioned earlier, to move into winners quarterfinals. Once here, Cosmos lost to Gact in a Game 5 set, dropping into losers and clutching out one more Game 5, this time against Big D, which is kind of sad since I personally wanted both of them to make top 8. Oh well, either way, Cosmos entered into losers 8ths in order to face off against Sonics.
Obvious enough, they're gonna have the Aegis against the Blue Blur. You're gonna have
And Cosmos is out. It's really hard for the Aegis to get out.
Cuidadito, claro que sí. He's out for the count right here. What's the back here? Is that gonna be another one? Yes. Sí, señor, la triple patada.
In terms of length, but of course the blast zones will change a bit, and Cosmos will take advantage of that. Victim of that Aegis of like Daddy. Oh my God! And it's like
The fact that he's trying to make the front head from oh, and he's actually gonna kill off with an air right there.
kill percent for both of them. It's an air, not quite enough, barely caressing, kissing the blast zone on the upper side first.
Don't get punished off of it. Oh, actually might go one here. This is what I was talking about. See?
Look at him go. Watch out. Sonic has a good opportunity here to end things out. He's very close. I don't believe.
No way.
What the hell? He has much to offer, especially when Sonic overextends and makes a mistake like that. One more stop. Picking it up, but instead, Cosmos recovers effectively. Watch out. This could be do or die for the American competitor. Recovery will be effective, but not because Sonic will not allow that to happen. A perfectly spaced back here will allow the
And in a close Game 5 set, Sonics defeated Cosmos 3-2, moving on in bracket and eliminating Cosmos at 7th place as the 17th seed. And you know what? Part of me really wanted Cosmos to defeat both the first and second seeds, because I really want to know what that timeline looks like. Either way, before we can catch up with Spargo and Sonics in losers bracket, we have to take a look up and see winners semifinals. Those sets being Gact versus Shadic and Shiny Mark versus Manny. Let's go ahead and start with Shiny Mark and Manny, shall we? So if you've been on Twitter at all since SFactor 11, you probably know all about Manny. If you're smart enough to not be on Twitter, then allow me to enlighten you on the player who is, by far, the biggest breakout story from SFactor 11. Manny is a Mexican Steve player who's long been known as the best Steve in the country. Think of Manny like Big Chungus, the Swedish Steve. At the time that Big Chungus made top 8 at Terra, he was seen as the best player in Sweden, but just couldn't travel out of the country very often, so he wasn't known by many people outside of Sweden. Manny is the same way. Everyone in Mexico has long since known of this guy's skills, but since he doesn't really travel, this is the first time the Smash world as a whole is finding out about him. And so to them, it seems like another Steve main has just popped out of thin air. But allow me to reassure you, Manny has been here for a while. Manny came into the tournament as the 51st seed, starting off the weekend by making it through pools, though not flawlessly, dropping a game to Jacko and notably defeating Mar, who you likely remember as the Bayo main that defeated Zamba at last year's Smash Factor. Either way, Manny then moved on in bracket and proceeded to get 3 of the biggest upsets of the entire tournament. First, Manny defeated Mudace in a Game 5 set, an amazing win given how good Mudace's record against Steve actually is. For the record, Mudace would later lose to Duplex, a Donkey Kong main, to place 49th, literally 1 week after winning his first ever major. Such is Smash, I suppose. Next, Manny defeated SkyJ in a 3-1 victory, defeating the People's Champion convincingly. Manny then defeated Alex Disc, a Sonic main who's the brother of Alan Disc, in yet another 3-1. And in one final 3-1 set victory, Manny defeated MKLeo. And yeah, if you couldn't guess, this set is why the majority of people got so angry. Either way, Manny entered top 8 from winner's side after the breakout run of a lifetime. Shiny Mark, who won the pre-local for SFactor 11, came into the main event as the 15th seed, starting off the weekend by getting through pools, though not without dropping a game to Ice Climber's main Lubra. Shiny Mark clutched it out in the end though, moving on and defeating Mexico Shulk main Fuerzadon in a 3-1 victory, Mexico Chic main Rocks in yet another 3-1 victory, Sonics in a nail-biting Game 5 clutch, and lastly, winning Pikachu's absolute worst matchup in yet another Game 5 by beating Meister 3-2. An absolutely phenomenal roster of wins that allowed Shiny Mark to make top 8 through winner's side, in order to go up against Manny.
No one cares. Let's go. Game number 1. I'm Serge. This is Theo, and we are going ahead and start with Shiny Mark. Shiny Mark is definitely going to have a good opportunity here to get the damage started. And we get the lightning loops. Yes, sir. At least 40% guaranteed. Can we get the spike? Can we get the forward air? Nice. Instead, we send Manny out. Out! Oh my god, I got power. His aggression is also mixed with accuracy. That's going to be a down smash. Almost SDI out of that.
Yeah, and it's really, really rough. So as your Manny, yup, like every single time.
Definitely put a dent on Manny's approach. That's going to be it. Getting swept to their speed. And that is going to be game number 2.
That's rough, but that damage not going to definitely not. Right here, go for the back here, okay. Only 60%. The second back here, not going to kill quite yet. That back here, even though it's super good, still not going to be enough. That's the third one. That's it, yeah. They're setting up and see that. That's what we think here in Mexico.
But ultimately, Shiny Mark defeated Manny in a 3-0 sweep, moving into winners finals and casting Manny down into losers quarters against Sonics. But before we get to see that set, we have to see the other side of winners semis. Gact versus Shadic. Shadic, riding high off of big recent victories, came into the tournament as the 5th seed, starting off the weekend by sweeping pools flawlessly, no games dropped, before moving on and defeating Luigi main MK Law in a 3-1 victory, as well as a close Game 5 set against Wi-Fi Warrior and Greninja Duck Hunt co-main Mo, barely clutching out a win. Afterwards, Shadic then moved on and defeated Lima 3-1, before lastly moving into winners quarterfinals and defeating Chags Palutena and Min Min in a 3-1 victory, making top 8 from winner's side. Gact was one of the 2 Japanese invaders at SFactor 11, and between him and Ashimo, Gact was the one who wasn't a top 8 seed. But with Ashimo bowing out of the tournament early, all of Japan's hopes rested on this PK kid. As the 9th seed, Gact swept pools without dropping a single game, and then proceeded to do mostly the same thing in top 128 and top 64. Gact defeated Mexico Link main Bernie in a 3-0 sweep to make top 64, and then proceeded to defeat Apollo Kage Snake in yet another 3-0, a particularly good matchup for both Ness and Lucas. Next, Gact dropped his only games outside of top 8 when he fought Capitan Cito, who had just got done upsetting Gluttony. This set went to a Game 5, but ended with Gact winning, complete with a pop-off to boot. Lastly, Gact got one more 3-0 victory by sweeping Cosmos, making top 8 through winner's side in order to go up against Shadic.
A winner's side match once again for those of you in the back. I am Serge. Gact's options here. Gets a nice catch on the ledge, a good dicey specifically because Shadic is struggling quite a lot. Shadic will certainly do it. He is the representative of Japan. We also don't want to spoil or use his name too much. We gotta mix it up just for your scoreboard. God, it's super close. It's gonna be a trade, but it's going to be extra. Now watch out, look, he's fishing. Oh, unfortunately, landing on the back throw that we are used to seeing from Ness. Oh my God, that's gonna be it. A spot dodge, a wrong spot dodge. Rather, and Shadic knows this. That's why he's going for oh my God, he got spiked, and that's going to be it. Shadic rather soon because Yakko will get that semi-track down, or at least a lot of pressure on the forward air. Oh, the curry can be scary here. He likes stalling that, but that's going to be it. Gets the nair by the ledge. And just like that, he gets.
And in the end, Gact defeated Shadic 3-1 in a stunning upset victory, especially since I'd have assumed this matchup would be terrible for Ness. Either way, Gact moved on into winners finals to face off against Shiny Mark, and Shadic was sent down into losers to face off against Spargo. That sounds like a banger set, so while we're already talking about it, let's just go watch it now, shall we?
Get like, fun fact, I'm also a Counter-Strike commentator.
Hey.
Anyways, we have it por Mexico, señores. Por tanto,
Wait to take the stop just yet. Good stop from Spargo. Lasso, Spargo knows that he needs one more touch. There it is. Taken as the executioner, as they are. Both of them with swords. Both of them extremely weak.
yeah, it's still, fortunately for him, it's still
Big.
fine. But right now, okay, the back air, yep, that's finally going to be it. Because Shadic still within the advantage.
Ay,
Oh, el
caray.
maquetazo!
Sí.
El matadiablos! ¡Claro que sí! Up in Spargo is just hungry for that kill. The desperation back here, finally able to...
But yeah, the pressure that Spargo's putting out is
Oh!
just going through his time. Speed Poop saying bias commentators are the best commentators. Yes, my boy, we are the best commentators right now because we're rooting for Spargo. Despite that, Shadic still has much to offer, especially with the amount of praise. He could bring this back. It's only a matter of confirming this.
Oh my God, what a comeback!
Shadic with a beautiful
comeback!
Absolute clutch, and we are going to enjoy it. I respect it for that. Ooh, that's going to mean a lot. The chomp.
With the side beat or something like that. It's going to be rough, okay? 95% right here on Spargo. Oh, the parry. What a parry right there. Perfect.
Oh
no
my
way that reached him. Oh my God! Shadic with the forward smash. He knows for a fact, yes, pop off, boy. You did it. You deserve it.
And in a close Game 5 set, Shadic clutched out a win over Spargo in a set that was nothing short of tremendous. With this, Spargo was eliminated at 5th place as the first seed, and Shadic moved on into loser semifinals. To see who else would make it there, we have to see the other side to losers quarters. Sonics versus Manny.
Bueno. I mean,
This should go, and this either is the last or my man Sonic is hitting him alive right now. What is he doing with this offense? He is on fire. Not a little bit silly right here. Is it that death is approaching? In a moment, no. Death is approaching the team from Manny. Running away. I right now. Absolutely out of his mind. What a great dance right here.
they're racking up damage from Sonic's still probably broke. Get the scissor kick. It's a backer instead. Who puts it back?
It's so better than because sometimes I want to go rough and sometimes I want to go a little bit faster. I want to go a little bit slower, but it's
Finally the time to get more
No
resources.
way.
He gets the spike.
No way.
Still gonna recover for sure. He's got the Elytra for days, but that's not the kind of speed. Let's hope he does it again. He does it. He goes for a back air. And Sonic takes a 3-0.
And ultimately, Sonic swept Manny 3-0, moving on in bracket and eliminating Manny at 5th place as the 51st seed. By far, the biggest breakout story from the entire weekend. Now, Sonics moved on into loser semifinals, where Shadic was awaiting. The first seed out of the way, this was Sonics' tournament to lose. Let's see if he would.
And someday you will be here playing with us. But let's see, because we are on PS2, the home of the best games.
also a lot of talk about this matchup a little bit.
Woo!
Even players like
Wow!
wow, hold on. What?
Smoke La Chica de Humo, unable to be reached by the feeling finishing blow, but there it is. Big
B not quite gonna do the trick and water recovery there, but it's still definitely my lord.
Yet again, get out of my stage! You're not coming in!
No!
Cállate
Yeah.
los hijos. Gonna find go safety hole. Gonna find safety and put that and up at the ledge with the forward smash. He's gonna give up on edge guard.
Oh, he revamped. Wait, what? No way!
He's going to do it! Going into it. Shadic with the reroll. No action.
Oh,
Alexander
you
King
see?
is gonna take it.
You see that option come through on Shadic's behalf. The recoveries have been extremely creative on his side, and he will close it out. Guys, we have a game 5. We're to do really. If he actually gets the lead, and finally the footman is gonna let rip just out.
Hit the dash attack is not enough. 168%, the numbers are beyond red. They are getting purple, and that was untakeable. The back hair is going.
And in the end, Sonics defeated Shadic in yet another close Game 5 set, barely preventing a reverse 3-0, which eliminated Shadic at 4th place as the 5th seed and allowed Sonics to move on into losers finals. Awaiting the resolution of winners finals, Shiny Mark versus Gact.
This is
definitely a huge run for him as well. You know these guys are hungry. They want to put a huge tournament like this under their belts. And game one's about to start. Pikachu versus Ness on Smashville.
Yeah, to the eye as well. Look at those extensions.
He's good,
From
he's-
Shiny Mark, he's gonna put him all the way up station. This is exactly where Gak doesn't want to find himself.
Boom! Wait, and he hit the wall! Wait, I think
Wall
Jack
crack.
actually might have died anyway. The PK Thunder hit the stage.
Getting so much extra credit.
Oh!
Going to hit it.
Is he
It's
dead?
gone. It's
Oh,
gone.
no, he's still
gone.
alive! Oh,
Oh,
my
he's
God,
back! Insane, Roy. What are you telling me?
I cannot say.
Oh, are you
anything.
dead?
Oh! You are not safe! That kind of action right here on this Factor 11. Look at that! Right back!
Excuse me?
This is a brawl! This-
Back off, but no, he knows that he has to
Oh,
Many
my
of them are
God!
gone, and that's all he
Oh,
needs.
my God! Traverse a black hole over there on the end, and even keep getting fancy. Magic finger.
Yeah,
Ah!
trigger if Ness finds himself right off stage. Oh, he's gonna go
Okay, that's-
straight for the yo-yo. And this time,
Yeah, I don't feel like this is the same Shiny Mark we saw not only at the beginning of the set, but throughout this tournament. He's been so much. But Gak has a ton of tricks up his sleeve. I don't know if they're worth 147%.
There it is. Shiny Mark goes to grand.
And ultimately, Shiny Mark defeated Gact 3-1, moving into grand finals from winner's side. Even though many people claim this matchup is really bad for Pikachu, Shiny Mark is still undefeated offline against top Ness players. So honestly, who can really say? Either way, Gact dropped down into losers finals, where Sonics was waiting for him.
like hot off a win like that. Like you said, man, momentum gonna be riding on Sonic's side. Let's see. Damn, the string hit just shortening the recovery right there. And he's gonna go up
That's so
once
close.
again. Not at 14%. Not like that. Homing
Oh.
attack and he's relentless. My goodness, Sonic's. What are you doing? And
Ow.
he's got it on lock. He's got those edge guards.
He's
It's better when you have 3 stocks to 1 than in a tense, close match.
No.
Oh, one more up B, and he's not gonna make it. Gak getting.
Oh no.
Oh, what a challenge.
Oh, he's
over
still
there.
dead.
Oh!
He's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
Sonic's, you're a madman.
Oh,
What?
he's able to come back.
He wants to do it the hard way. He could have dropped the spring.
Yep.
Oh my God! All it
Still
takes
there?
is
No.
one poorly aimed homing attack.
Leaves the floor, he finds himself in a pressure situation, and not even that. Sonic can't abuse that speed to get those grabs, even gonna put him off stage. He keeps off with the air dodge. I thought Sonic was gonna put an aerial right there. Oh, the upper once more, gonna try to push him up, and yeah, just swat him away using the super high PK Thunder, but that is it. Right.
As fifth. Sonic's, by the way, not only in the bracket for the top 8.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, not my comment.
Goodness is Sonic's just delivering absolute pain right here. We're just waiting to see how soon he can make it into grand finals, and the answer is right about now.
Oh, God, it looks like.
And in the end, Sonics defeated Gact in a 3-0 sweep, moving on in bracket and eliminating Gact at 3rd place as the 9th seed. And you know what? That's it. I just realized who Gact reminds me of. He reminds me of Plup from Melee. They both go months without attending a single thing, falling out of our minds not because they've fallen off necessarily, but just due to a lack of attendance. But then, out of nowhere, they'll just attend a big tournament and outperform everyone's expectations, reminding us why we never should have forgotten about them in the first place. Needless to say, this is Ness's best result in a hot minute, and it's really good to see Gact performing so well. But either way, Sonics now moved into grand finals from loser's side to go up in the run back against Shiny Mark. The two of them had fought early on, and that set had been as close as it could be. Now, after having slogged through losers, Sonics went up against the only player in the building that had bested him so far. 2 players, dedicated to a patient, methodical style of play that has come to define them both. This set is over an hour long, so allow me to cut it down for you. The contest to see who would become your champion of SFactor 11, the last major of this ranking season.
Rocking what he knows best. This
Okay.
is so cute, though.
Both okay, maybe that's the casual because both they are both the female Pikachu, so maybe she gets present. Look at all those sparks, man, trying to control the space. The forward there is going to. Going for
freaking
That's disgusting.
Sonic's looking like a sitting duck out there, but no, choosing to use the up B backwards.
Wow!
The forward air, is that it? Yes, it is.
They know what they are doing.
When you see 2 players this familiar with each other, it's where you're going to see the hardest reads, but also some of the weirdest.
To become untouched by that downer, that's gonna be enough. Yes, it is. too.
For sure. I mean, the defensive play has been coming out on top, and the offensive one as well, because Shiny Mark almost extending the back air box, and Shiny Mark finally letting it rip. Great or not.
Still alive. Little combo from Shiny Mark. No, but he's gonna break free. Sonic finds the back air.
And listen to the crowd.
Cuatro.
No touch. Out of there.
Oh.
Thunder is out. And he's able to reset with a stylish.
Wow, and beating, talking about beating each other off. Sonic's gonna start delivering.
What a catch.
Yes.
The fact that they played each other so many times, I bet neither of them have seen
There it is.
All right,
Sonic is so close. It feels like Sonic is so close to get it, and that's not gonna be enough. The up throw, yeah, that's the kill.
149%. It is do or die for Sonic. One grab could be everything. A forward air at the ledge as well. Yes, there we go. No dividing. So that's something that's a hallmark of his play. But so are these edge guards. The back air gonna connect.
Still alive, both of them. What a play.
That's it.
That's gonna be enough. It doesn't over the solid road, but finally a throw is gonna be a bad situation for Shiny Mark. How he's gonna come back? Wow! So ready.
For defenses.
I know that
5
Thunder
seconds.
is really the only threat. He's got one more. No, it's over. We're going to a 5th game here. Sonic versus Shiny Mark.
Anything can happen right here. The forward is
That's
gonna
it?
kill.
Yes.
Wow.
Carajo, lo que estamos viendo ahorita se están pasando de lanza estos dos. Sonic! Sonic todavía no se rinde. He still has not. He's crazy. ¿Qué te pasa, Marcus? Carajo.
He's shining. He really has become a star. He's a star, and he's
It's over! Shiny Mark wins SFactor 11 by timeout against the timeout king himself, Sonic.
And despite the fact that Sonic's reset the bracket 3-1, despite the fact that the reset went to a game 5, and despite the fact that Sonic's was seeded so much higher, none of it mattered. Because with one final timeout to close us out, Shiny Mark defeated Sonic's one more time and became your champion of SFactor 11. This win was beyond historical. Since Diamond Dust wasn't considered a major at the last second, this means that this win is Shiny Mark's first major victory, and a super major at that. Not only that, this is the first major win for both Guatemala and Central America. And not only that, but this is Pikachu's first ever solo victory at a super major, as ECM has won a few majors, but never a super major. Not to mention, this is Pikachu's first major win in a while. And honestly, there's almost no one more deserving as Shiny Mark. Like his style of play or not, there's no doubt that Shiny Mark works extremely hard to compete and is an absolute grinder. I wouldn't hesitate for a moment to say that Shiny Mark deserves this win wholeheartedly. But let's also not forget about Sonic's. Sonic's, including the first set of Grands, won 8 sets in loser's side of brackets. And even though Sonic's has not won a single major this ranking season, not even winning Level Up Expo, which was a B tier, Sonic's has gotten second place at every single one of them. That's incredible consistency that no one else in the top 10, except maybe Acola, could claim to have. Spargo and Shadic are getting upset all the time. Tweak and Light are DQing out of tournaments at the last minute. And even Hurt and Mia both got upset and placed outside of the top 8 at the 2 majors that just went down in Japan. Oh, I guess that's kinda spoilers, isn't it? My bad. We'll get to those 2 majors in due time. But as far as today goes, that's going to be it for today's video. Before I go, shout out to my patrons Seth Laster, Logan S, Persipom, Wawa, Mr. Sinister, Happy Feet, Oshiman, Mistybot, and my 2 patrons Iltis, Diamond Blaze, and Ben L. Additionally, shout out my YouTube members CJR Jr., Defective, Boston R, Gonis B, Kirby Fan, Nexus, Loco Soko, and my 2 members Mike G, Wu-Tang Forever, and Stormtrooper. Lastly, extra special thanks to my tier 3 supporters Fat Blizzard, who says Big D will make it out of his slump, Avadoon, who says Mr. Rice is the go to Smash content, Iltis, who says MKLeo always comes back, and Grant I Am. If you want to support me using any of these methods, links are in the description down below. Don't forget to use my coupon code RISTER in order to get 10% off of any order from Indie the AM. And lastly, I want to give one last sincere thanks to Let Me Fly for their continued support of my channel. Link to their Twitter page is also in the description. Don't miss my next upload, but until then, I've been Mr. Mice, and thank you all so very much for watching.